Making your first $1,000 online is actually a lot easier than what most people think. And I made my first $1,000 online when I was actually in college. I was 21 years old. I had no entrepreneurial background, no sales background. I didn't grow up in a household where like my parents had a business, nothing like that. But I turned my $1,000 that I made online to a multi-six-figure business in my 20s. Okay, so in today's video, I'm gonna go through exactly what to do if you wanna make your first $1,000 on social media. And let me tell you, I know a lot of people think in order to make money on social media, you need to have like 1 million followers or like tens of thousands of followers or even like 1,000 followers. But in reality, you can make your first $1,000 on social media only with 100 followers. Because what I'm going to share in this video, I actually have taught this exact process to other people, and they went from making literally $0 to their first like $1,300 to $4,000 to like $10,000. And these are people that are actually inside of my online community, Monetize Social membership, where I give them my exact strategy of how I built a multi-six-figure business. So if first of all you're not inside of that community, click the link in the description and join. But this entire video, it might be a little bit longer than my typical videos because I'm going to go through literally the A to Z process of everything that you need to do if you want to make your first $1,000 using social media. So before I go into the entire process, break down my system, I actually want to share with you how it's possible to make $1,000 with only 100 followers, if that's how many you have. Because I know sometimes like logically, you can't even see how that works. But when it comes to making money on social media, there's actually two products and two different ways that you can make $1,000 with 100 followers. And that is either with a low ticket product or with a high ticket product. Now, if you don't know what a low ticket product is, this is basically something that's priced for something around like $90, $100. This can even be something for like $50 versus a high ticket price product is something where it's like $900, $1,000, $1,500. Now, if you go with the low ticket model and you basically do like the math on it, if you want to make $1,000 and you have 100 people in your following, and let's say maybe you have a product that's priced at $100, you only need to get 10 people to buy that $100 product in order to make $1,000. So once again, if you have 100 followers, that's only 10% of your audience that's gonna convert into a buyer. And to be honest, that's not very many. And I bet the majority of you guys that are watching, you probably have a lot more than 100 followers. So like 10 people to buy a product at $100, that is very, very doable. Now, the crazier part about this is if you have a super, super good product, you have a lot of knowledge, a lot of expertise, and you come up with like a high ticket product. Let's say it's a consulting package. This could be something that's like done for you, and you price it at $1,000. Guess what? You only need one person from that 100 follower pool that you have on like Instagram, social media to buy your product in order to make $1,000. So it's like you get to choose, do you want to make $1,000 with like 10 clients or with one client? And I will say, if you're just starting out, and like what I did, I actually made my first $1,000 online by selling a $97 live masterclass about Instagram. So I knew how to use Instagram in terms of like posting content, having an updated bio, basically expressing myself, you know, how to create videos and carousels and stories and all of that. And a lot of business owners actually don't know anything about Instagram. So this was a few years ago. I just came up with like a 60-minute training on the basics of how to use Instagram. And I think I sold 10 to 12 spots at that $97 price point, and I made over $1,000. So that is basically the two different type of products that you can sell to actually make $1,000. So I kind of got a little bit ahead of myself. I have my notes here, but now let's really get into the process of how you're going to make your first $1,000 online. So the first thing that you want to do is pick, are you going to create a low ticket product or a high ticket product? For, of course, the nature of this video, we're going to go for a low ticket product, but you want to think about, what is this product going to be, right? What topic is the product going to be about? What type of product is it going to be? So this can be anything, guys, okay? So this can be a guide on how to play the piano, or maybe a bundle of like 10 custom meditations that you do that help people with their anxiety. Or maybe it's like a mini course on how to parent your child. It can even be like 10 email templates to, promote your offers, and you're selling that to business owners. It honestly does not matter. I always say, to figure out a product that's actually going to sell for you, think about something that you're really knowledgeable about, something that you really like, something that you're really passionate about. Like if one of your friends or family members were to come to you and ask you advice on something specific, what would that thing be? And once again, this can be anything, guys. Like what I said earlier, I literally created a live masterclass on the basics of Instagram, like how to post on there, how to update your bio, how to create content. Like to me, I'm like, everybody knows how to do that. But of course, a lot of people, like it's foreign for them. Like they don't know how to use Instagram and social media, especially older generations. Like no shame to them, right? But sometimes people think they need to come up with something like revolutionary in order for them to sell. But to be honest, you just have to know a little bit more than the person that's actually going to be buying the product. So that's the first thing. Pick the digital product, and then of course pick the price point. For the nature of this video, I'm gonna choose something that I know nothing about, but let's do a mini course on how to decorate like your first home on a budget. Okay, that would be a product that I would probably buy once I get my first home, but that is something, once again, I feel like a lot of people would buy it. So after you figure out what your digital product is, the second thing that you want to do is you want to basically brain dump all of the information that you're going to include in that product and start to map it out so you can start to create like the guide, ebook, or in my case, the mini course. So I just pulled up my screen to show you guys how I go through this entire process. So I just call this like my brain dump worksheet. And just like what I said, all you really need to do is just start to list out everything that you would teach in this mini course. Now, once again, I don't know really anything about how to interior design and decorate your first home on a budget, but if I were to create this, like, a few things that I might write down is like, the colors to use. Like, so maybe it's like the color palette. Maybe you're thinking about furniture, if I know how to spell that right. Maybe you're also thinking about like lighting, maybe like the space, maybe even like your own style and design. So you're just gonna start to think about, if I was teaching someone this, what would be like the A to Z process for them to actually learn this? Now, for this video, of course, I'm going to actually do something that's going to help me structure out my entire mini course. And you can choose to do this if you want. Honestly, you don't have to. And sometimes I don't really recommend to, because the best product that actually sells out is one that you come up with on your own. But if you need a little bit of help, I typed this into ChatGPT and it actually came up with the entire mini course for me. And I copy and pasted this over here. So this is a structure. So they literally gave me an entire outline and structure on a mini course on a budget-friendly home decoration. And you can see, right, video 1 is about like the introduction. It's setting your budget, finding your style and planning your space, essential furniture and decor, budget decor hacks. And what I also included inside of the ChatGPT prompt was like, give me specific videos that are, I can make that are 5 to 10 minutes long, and then also give me guides, attachables, worksheets to include in the mini course. And they actually did do that here, right? So setting your budget for home decor, outlining budgets. Over here, there's also layout tips for small spaces, adaptable layout suggestions, and some of these are also even best places to thrift and find affordable DIY materials. So this is really cool. So once again, if this is your first ever product, ChatGPT actually really does a good job helping you outline something like this. So if once again I was creating this course, now I know exactly what videos to create, what to say in them. So of course they're not like an hour long, but also worksheets, guides, and templates that I can include in the mini course. Now, after you do this and you have the entire outline, then you want to create the actual product. So once again, if you chose to do a guide, an ebook, a template, it's basically you now creating the actual ebook. However, for my mini course, now I'm going to record this. So on, of course, the outline that I created / ChatGPT created, there was 9 short videos. and they would be anywhere from like, 5 to 8 minutes long. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna block out in my schedule like an hour, maybe 90 minutes to record all 8 to 10 videos. So that's actually like, it's gonna be so easy and simple for you to just like get it done out of the way. So that way you can actually start to, create it, post on social media, and start to sell it. And then of course, if I'm creating like worksheets, downloadables, attachments, that's also what you want to create. And honestly, I just do this on like Google Documents. It's much more easier. Of course, if you want to make it look pretty, you can always use Canva to just, clean it up, have like different branding going on. But I have found honestly the simplest way is just like Google Documents, because people want something either they can fill in, they can check off, something that's simple, but you choose what you want to do. Now, the last thing you want to do before you go out and start to sell on social media is you want to upload the videos, the templates, everything inside of an online portal. So that way it looks like a real course, right? So you can use, there's so many platforms you can use. I use ClickFunnels, the membership area, to create courses. So this is an example of what's inside Monetize Social Membership, but you can also use platforms like Kajabi, there's Thinkific, or Teachable. So you just want to choose which one, right? If you're balling on a budget, right? And you don't really have money right now to invest into like an online portal, in the really, really, really beginning, before I ever even had a business, I just uploaded everything into a Google Drive folder. And once I collected payment, I just sent people that link. Now, I don't recommend doing this, for a long time, because of course it's just not professional. But maybe after you make your first sale or two, then you can use that money and invest it back into an online platform where you can create your mini course. And then of course, after you have that hosted, after that's done, you just want to make sure you have some sort of payment processor in order for you to collect money. So this can be Stripe, this can be PayPal, this can even be like Venmo in the really, really beginning. And then of course you want some sort of like sales page and or landing page. Now, one of the reasons why I love to use ClickFunnels is because they have landing pages that you can create and an online membership. So that way you're not paying for like 2 different softwares every single month. And the best part is too, if you're in Monetize Social Membership, I actually give you my exact sales page template. So all you really are doing is copy and pasting and putting in your own information. So that way it's much more easier, because I will say sometimes if you're creating a long landing page, it can take a little bit of time to do, okay? So if you want a little bit of a shortcut, make sure to go to the link in the description and join Monetize Social Membership. Now, the last and final thing that you are going to do now that your product is done is you are going to go on social media and you are going to sell it to your 100 followers, 200 followers, 1,000 followers, however many people you have. And how you're going to be doing this is creating reels with call to actions, okay? So I'm going to show you an example that is basically going to showcase how I'm either adding value to my audience, I'm either sharing a result, maybe I'm sharing a story, and then I have a specific call to action that is going to prompt people to either comment below, send me a DM, go to the link in my bio, and actually purchase my product. So this right here is an example of a reel that I made where I was selling a 10-page guide. So if I play this, it's really simple. It was just me recording myself, creating content. So it literally took me like 10 seconds to record this. And I wrote, steal my 4 content topics to blow up your Instagram today. So the entire point when it comes to creating content is thinking of a really good hook and or value you can give to your audience. So of course, the guide that I'm selling is all about content creation. So if we continue with the example of how to decorate your home on a budget, your first home, I could maybe create a reel that says something like, these are the 5 stores I shopped at that allow me to decorate my home like this, my first home like this. And maybe the background is you showing like your living room, your office, or your bedroom. Now, once again, if people want to learn how to decorate their home and also on a budget, they're going to read the actual caption. So for me, in the caption, I wrote, here are the 4 content topics. I shared some value, shared some information, and then I had a really specific call to action. I said, if you want my 10+ page guide on how to blow up your Instagram this year, comment content below. So if I was doing this for the mini course, I would say something like, if you want my mini course on how to decorate your first home on a budget, comment budget below, right? And then I had people commenting content. And then simply I would just send them the link in Messenger, or I could have even said something like, if you want X, Y, and Z, go to the link in my bio. And that is how you're actually going to get buyers from free marketing on social media. And I know I've already mentioned this a few times, but inside of Monetize Social Membership, I actually give you the 5 different content types that actually convert your followers into real-time buyers. So once again, if you're not inside the community, click the link in the description and join. But if you want to learn how I turn my $1,000 business into a 6-figure full-time business, make sure to watch this video on how to become a full-time business owner. I love you guys so much. And until next time, make sure that you stay unforgettable.